Hello and welcome back to Empowering She, a place where knowledge is power and women inspire, uplift, and teach each other. I am your host, Rochelle, and it's Saturday, so Shenee Johnson is here with her expert advice. The topic this week is domestic violence, so of course I'm going to be talking a little bit about that. And Shenee has some answers to you guys' questions this week. For my She Reads book club, you can still pre-order the book Life Reclaimed Against Domestic Violence by Charla Hammond. You can get it by going to Charla's website at www.charlahammond.com. And of course, from my website, www.indiarochelle.com, just click on She Reads and everything you need is on that page. So this week we're talking about domestic violence, but this entire month is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. We had some beautiful guests on our show this week. The beautiful Charla Hammond and the remarkable Yvette Hudson really inspired a lot of you ladies because I've been receiving a lot of feedback about it, but I want to share a small portion of my story of domestic violence with you guys today. As I mentioned in the previous show, I was a victim of domestic violence. I have been mentally, emotionally, sexually, verbally, financially, and physically abused. The story is too long to tell in exact detail, but I was abused by a few ex-boyfriends, and the feeling of being scared and not knowing if I was going to be able to make it really put me in the position of feeling trapped. I also have other stories of abuse in my life that I'd rather not speak on right this soon, but that's because they are actually outlined in my book that is to be released in January 2016, the book that I co-authored with 20 other women, including the beautiful Saba Tekel, that was actually on my second episode of Empowering She. The book is 20 Beautiful Women, Volume 3. And when it's released, I know you guys are going to be eager to purchase it because they are so much about who I am in this book. And I will keep you guys updated on the release. But let's get to Shenee Johnson. She is here like she is every Saturday, and she is ready to give some advice and answer some questions. In case you guys have missed any of Shenee's shows, she is a life coach at ideservelifecoach.com. And also she is one of my very inspirational friends. Hello, Shenee, and welcome back.
Hello, India. How are you? How are you doing?
I am fine. I'm fine. How was your week?
It's going really, really good. You always talk about the weather. It's super, super rainy here. But I'm working it out, and my stomach has been kind of scratched. I mean, not my stomach. My stomach's been kind of scratchy, like I'm trying to get sick, but I'm trying to fight it off.
Yeah. I know you said you do not like the cold, so.
No, yeah, and it's cold anyway, so it's just like, I cannot,
Wow.
But yeah, other than that, it's been going really good. We have a really fun promotion going on my Facebook group page. I'm giving out free consultations on Monday. And so that's been going really, really well and smooth. Yeah, so I'm excited about that. So yeah, great week overall.
Yes. Okay, so as I was saying before, this month is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and I want to ask you: do you have any experience with domestic violence?
Yes, I do. As far as a very, very close family member of mine, this month is very important, very serious to me, and this issue is very serious. I just believe that we just definitely need to amp up the awareness even more as far as just the triggers, red flags to look for, and then just also our own self-esteem or our self-improvement and making sure that we're keeping that tight and intact so that we're able to ward off those certain individuals. But yeah, it was a super close family member of mine, and she actually had children as well, so there was a different dynamic on that. But what she did is she had a neighbor of hers that she confided in, and she got very, very close with her, and together they came up with a plan, and it wasn't an abrupt plan. It definitely was a plan of how she can leave, how she can keep herself safe, keep her kids safe, and how she can eventually leave. So she did leave this man, and they even had, she was telling me that they had emergency signals that they knew, so it would be something like, the porch light would flicker, and so that neighbor would know, okay, I need to call the police, something going on. So they're definitely, it definitely worked out really well, but as I said, it was just she found that one person that she can trust, and that made all the difference for her. And so that person actually even helped her out with savings and getting on her feet, finding her own place, and definitely being clever and sneaky about it because she had to, stay alive. So, but yeah, she made it out. Mm-hmm.
Wow, I'm so glad she's not in that situation anymore. That's an amazing story. What is the best advice you can give a woman who is in an abusive relationship?
The best advice that I can give is to seek treatment, to seek professional treatment. So mental health counseling, I believe, is the best step. I know a lot of people are asked, especially, friends and family, to just leave, girl, just leave.
It's so easy,
It seems like a very,
I said they say it's so easily, but it's really not that easy.
Yeah, and it seems so simple, but statistically, men that are able to come back or women that accept those men back are very, very high if there's no form of intervention involved. So it may be, that they call the police, but then they don't, press charges and he comes back, or he finds a way to manipulate his way back in and she accepts that. So the treatment is very important, just to, as I was saying before, get that self-esteem up, get that self-worth up, and knowing your self-worth, and then starting the process of leaving. Also starting an emergency plan, an escape plan, but finding ways to do that in a safe way. And of course, with seeking treatment, you definitely have to find windows of time where that male abuser is not around, or even female abusers. It happens to men sometimes too. Finding a window of time where they are not around, whether that is when he's at work, whether that's when you're at work, whether there's a gap in time that you can find so that you can go, and then not leaving a paper trail behind. So if there's any kind of paperwork involved, I'm sure there always is with counseling, I'm thinking if you can keep that there at the office, and making sure that you're letting your counselor know everything that's going on, because they are held by their confidentiality clause, and so that they can best help you in that.
Awesome. So let's get to these questions. And I'm so proud of those of you that emailed me your questions and shared some of your stories. Please don't ever be afraid to speak up on this issue, or really any issue that you've had or are currently dealing with in your life. I have found that the stories of what's going on and what has happened in our lives encourage other women to speak up on their circumstances. And honestly, these stories that we share, it brings us closer together. And I am empowered by every woman I run into. And I openly share my story with whomever I meet, because you never know who is inspired and uplifted by what you've been through. So ladies, don't be selfish with your stories. You can literally help someone. And if you want to reach out to me and Shenee at the end of the show, I'll leave our website so you can get all of our contact information. So we've got questions that need some advice. Shenee, are you ready?
Yes, I am ready.
Okay, so the first question I have is from Carly Turner. She says, I am a victim of domestic violence. I'm trying to move on with my life and I'm considering dating again. The problem I'm having is that I fear I may run into another partner that is abusive too. Is there something I need to change about myself so that I don't appear abuser friendly? I don't know where that word came. She made that word up. If that makes sense. Love your segment. She says she loves your segment.
Oh, Carly, thank you so much. Thank you so much for this question. It's really amazing, and I think it will help a lot of women. And first and foremost, congratulations for being able to leave that situation, and you're safe and sound. First, I hope that there has been a good amount of time that has transpired between the time that you've ended that relationship and now. Just so, as I was saying before, you're getting in touch with yourself, finding that self-love again, because that is the biggest thing in entering in any dating relationship. And so the main tip that I have for you is creating what is called a love treatment agreement. Okay? So basically you want to write out things that you want in your relationship, things that you do not want, things that you will not accept in any relationship with a man. Okay, so what you want to do is write down how you like to be communicated with, how you do not like to be communicated with. So it may be something like, I will not deal with a man who calls me stupid. So something like that, and writing it down in black and white. So basically this is an agreement that you're making with yourself of things that you'll accept and that you won't accept. And then also how you want to feel in that relationship. So you want to feel safe. You want to feel truly loved. You want to feel considered. So all of those things, the way you want to feel, and the ways you don't want to feel. You don't want to feel like you're walking on eggshells. You don't want to feel like you can't really truly speak your mind about certain things. You don't want to feel that way in any relationship. So just writing that out, signing it and everything, making it a very formal agreement, and leaving it somewhere that you can see every day. So that can be your bathroom mirror, that can be, the inside of your front door, something that you are always looking at, so that those are very fresh on your mind. And so when you're dating again, and if you see any red flags, leave and just cut that relationship off. And being in that situation, you can, and I think that women intuitively know red flags, even outside of being in an abusive relationship or not. Just leave. It's dating. Dating is basically an interview process. And so if that individual is showing you certain things, you're like, okay, it's been real, thanks, but I'll go this way. Because there are men out here in the world who do not abuse. And so that's what you deserve.
Wow, I think a lot of women needed to hear that. So the next question I have is from Natasha Miller. She says, I want to mend my relationship with my dad, but it's like as soon as a conversation starts into being about my life, he starts talking louder and throwing put downs at me left and right. How do I get him to stop making me feel bad after every conversation?
Hello, Natasha. Again, thank you for submitting this question, and I'm sorry that you're dealing with that. I know that family relationships can be even more difficult because we feel like many people feel like they have to deal with certain things because this is my blood, this is my mom, this is my dad, this is my brother. I kind of just have to deal with it, and that is not true. Abuse in all forms should not be acceptable from anybody, whether it's blood or not. First and foremost, I want you to understand that you can't change anyone. You don't have that power. I don't have that power. India doesn't have that power. You cannot change anyone. All that you can do is change what you're willing to tolerate and what you're willing to accept. And so as soon as you get back in touch with that, okay, what do I want from my father? What do I dislike about what he is saying to me exactly? So first, sitting him down and being transparent with him. I know I talk about that a lot, but it's so important in any relationship, whether that's with a boss, coworker, anybody, and just finding a moment when you both are in a good, semi-good mood, when you guys are arguing, and just letting him know about how you feel about wanting to develop a better relationship with him. Trying your best to use I statements and not, you do this and you do that, because that's going to develop into an argument. But just the way that you feel and interacting with him, I feel sad. I feel very frustrated when we're talking about this and that, and it kind of bends this direction. I feel disrespected, when you use certain words or you call me out of my name. I just don't understand that. Like, how can we improve that? The next one can be finding a mediator, an objective mediator. And so most of the time, a mental health counselor can be best for that, because that is somebody who does not know you both, but can kind of sit and assist with false communication. And so kind of being the referee between you two of like, okay, if I want to play, you said that, can you reword that? Or, just finding ways to restructure the conversation so that it's not being disrespectful. And then even from your end, so just you realizing certain things that you may be saying, or certain ways you may be saying things that contribute to that argument or that relationship, because it's a two-way street. Another thing you could try is what is called a communication contract. Many times it is used with individuals who have been abusive, or individuals with narcissistic personality disorder, people that are manipulative, and it's a contract that family members use with certain individuals, but it can be helpful in any relationship that you feel is not healthy for you. And so what that is you writing out what is not acceptable in communicating with you. So if that is, you cannot call me stupid, you cannot call me the B word, you cannot. So anything that you feel is like, I cannot tolerate this, or when you do this, it just really escalates me to another point. We really need to stop. And allowing your father to interject on that too, so that is a contract between the two of you. You have what is called space. So, as I said before, you should know way, form, or fashion tolerate any kind of abuse from anybody, whether that's family or not. So creating that space. So if you find that he has violated that contract several times, then that's when the conversation is, Dad, I've tried.